Today I'm going to show you how to add an item of clothing to a character. First thing first, you are going to need to extract the default attire for your wrestler, which is the MDL. You will also need the MTLS. Going into the base model, you need to extract the base model.mdl. Following the same structure, I've recreated it in my mod directory. I've also gone ahead and already compressed and converted the textures for my custom body part for the game. If you're unaware of how to do this, I've got another tutorial that I did previously. It's the last one I did on how to understand the basic pipeline for this. It teaches you the basics, so I recommend going and seeing that first. Okay, so in Blender, you will have your custom mesh. We need to import the base model that you extracted. Give it a minute. Okay, so we're just going to hide the custom mesh for now. You'll notice that the head and body are separated. What you'll need to do is Control J to join them. And the reason that we do this is because this custom mesh is around the neck area. If we just weight the body, you will see clipping inside the neck area. So essentially, if I open up the weight paint, you will see how everything is weighted. And the reason that we join them together is because we get this nice transition between the body and the head for later use. Okay, let's go back to object mode. Flip back out of that. Once that's done, import your attire, and you will be presented with your character's attire. I'm just going to hide the custom mesh in the base model. Okay, so we're presented with the attire, which is a shit gimmick for Cesaro or Claudio. So I'm going to delete all the useless junk that I don't need anymore. Let's get rid of all that. Then I'm gonna hide the attire for now. Make the custom mesh and the base model visible. And then what I'm going to do is select the joined body first. Shift click the custom mesh. Then we're going to flick to weight paint mode. Go to weights at the top. Transfer weights. The source layer needs to be by name. Rear radius is 5, and the vertex mapping is nearest face interpolated. Okay, once you've done that, we can turn off the base model. And if we go to the weight paint mode for the custom mesh now, you will see it has been transferred over nicely. It's all rigged. Okay, now that that's done, we basically need to just hijack the attire, so it's included in the game. So what you need to do is Control click the skeleton for the attire, right click, parent, object. If it doesn't go inside the skeleton, just drag it. Okay. So once that's done, you need to name your custom mesh something appropriate. So here we've got tops, double dot, skinned. It has to follow this format for the plugin to work correctly. So if you notice, I've got tops here. It's in the game, it's going to look for tops underscore color, tops underscore NRM. So once that's done, add a armature modifier. I've already got one, and select your skeleton for the attire. This process is not entirely mandatory because I've done this without an armature and it works. But I guess for safety reasons and for tutorial reasons, just I'm going to show you that you need to do it. Okay, so once that's done, if we export this now in game, it will not appear. You will not see your mesh. And the reason for this is because the MTLS file that we extracted does not include the tops if you locate to your Cake Tools directory, you will see another exe in there called MTLS editor or MTLS edit. Run it, and you will be presented with this. Go to open, select the MTLS file we extracted, and in here you will see, if you look on the right side, it is looking for the meshes. They all correspond with each other. There's 2 boots in here. The reason for this is one will be for the entrance, one will be for the ring. I'm assuming that's because Cesaro is wearing pants and it operates differently for clipping reasons. I'm just going to get rid of one. So if you want a mesh to only appear in the entrance, which is what we want for the tops, double click the name and just before the double dot add an exclamation mark. What this will do in the plugin, it will add a flag to the mesh to tell that specific mesh to only show in the entrance. If you want it the other way around, the $ will makes it so that you only see the specific mesh in the ring and not the entrance. Okay, so once we've done that, go back to the MTL edit, and we need to add an entry in here. There are 2 ways of doing this. You can do File, Open, and select the MDL file, and it will auto-populate. That won't always give accurate results. So just be mindful, the shaders might be wrong. You'll need to double check. For this tutorial, it's a very basic thing to do. We're just going to add an entry to the existing MTLS. So do add material tops, because it's responding to the name. And then we'll save this. And now go back to Blender, select all your meshes, do File, Export, and we're in the right directory, yes. Give that a second, done. Now we go to the bake process, which is quite boring. I'll speed this up. And there we go. You'll notice that his legs have disappeared. This is the masking, because Cesaro or Claudio was using pants. They obviously masked out his legs. You can get around this by opening the HPL file in a hex editor and just zeroing out everything. But as you can see, it's all rigged perfectly, no issues. You can see the masking around his wrists as well, where they've done it. So now, if we skip to the game, you'll see it's disappeared. And that is because we added the model flags. Alright, thanks a lot, fellas.